What's up, everybody? I'm K. Marie.
I'm Lou.
I'm Mary.
And we are
Mirth in the Midwest. And we are back with another episode of Jilted Lovers. Jilted Lovers.
That's what we are.
Not us, but y'all.
There you go.
Okay. As always, if you have...
Episode 7?
Yes. And as all... 7.
Wait, when do we wrap up this season? How many?
12.
Hey, y'all. Look at us. We about to go on another hiatus soon, y'all.
Bye. They like, y'all just came back. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, but then that'd be crazy to end the episode right there. Bye. Okay, but no, as always, if you are looking for a podcast that gets straight to the point, a podcast that gives you the facts and nothing else, we understand that's just not who we are.
Sorry.
So,
take some sidebars.
exit.
Bend some corners.
Stage
go down
left.
some side streets, wrong exits. We're going to do all of that.
We
Maybe
might
you like
drive-
it. Maybe you hate it.
We might drive reverse on the exit ramp.
Exactly. But
That's
you know
just
what?
insane
That's the shit
activity.
we would do.
I will tell you.
If I miss sex,
You want to know an actual sidebar? I actually did that before.
I am not surprised. Not surprised at all.
I got stuck on
We should have an episode of confessions.
Ooh, yeah, I'll save it.
These are my confessions.
Confessions.
I got some good ones for y'all.
Do I have anything to confess?
I believe you do, especially the one you told us. She said that one got to stay on record.
Gotta keep that off the camera.
You got confessions.
I know she got confessions. Come on now.
So we'll save that.
Well, there's certain things that even the Lord himself couldn't pry out of me, but he saw that though. But yeah, I probably got
Big
some
sandals, that you?
Big sandals.
Big
Big
sandals.
sandals saw it. He did. I just try to put it in the back of my memory.
I just feel like, we live, we've done it. There's nothing to be ashamed about. I'm not ashamed about anything.
I'm not ashamed.
Not at all.
But I think now that I'm more older, like it's certain things that I wouldn't do anymore.
Absolutely. You live and you learn, but
You live, you learn.
I was
but
like,
I'm not
can't nobody make me feel bad about
But
nothing I done did.
Crazy though, 'cause I was like, damn, you one of them.
Yeah, it's just that can't nobody make me feel bad about nothing I've done in my past.
Not one
Because
thing.
nothing I've done has been to cause harm to anybody else.
No,
You know, nothing.
with myself.
Yeah, like I've done some petty stuff, but it was always in retaliation.
I think I've broken my own heart more than like any man could have possibly broken. She just wanted to touch my titty, but
She lingered too long.
I was mending your heart back together.
But yeah, I think and it's like we be the victim of our own like circumstances sometimes. So
Preach.
that's that's where it happens for me because like I used to be one of them people that like easily fall in love, and once I like you, I love you, and I've been playing out this elaborate wedding in my head.
We didn't have 3 kids.
Exactly, I've named all the kids and everything, so I'm not as the Lulu.
Junior.
Anymore.
But
Now it's just like it just takes me a long time to warm up to people, and like one little thing now you can do and it'll piss me off, and I will never talk to you again. I'm like, I don't like the way this man breathes.
See me?
This won't work.
I can definitely see that, but also I feel like I'm a benefit of the downer.
Mhm.
Like I try
That got
to
me fucked over.
I believe because I know that I'm not perfect, and I want people to treat me with the grace that I would treat them with.
Oof.
And
But I never get grace, man.
No, but I think the fact is that when you show grace to others, it allows them to show grace to you.
In some cases,
In
yeah.
some cases,
I'm not
some
saying-
people done show
I'm
me
not-
they ain't shit.
I
Should
was-
I go name it?
I will say that not
Save it for
everyone
our
is
confessions.
deserving of those types of behaviors.
Yeah,
But the truth
because
of
there are
the
definitely
matter
people that'll take advantage of that.
Absolutely. But when you're dealing with someone where you can tell they're a genuine person, you cannot be so quick to judgment to where you can never understand anything that they do because you want them to have compassion and understanding for you.
Yeah, that's like honestly one of the biggest things for me. Like if I know that I'm a person where, like you say, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. I've had some crazy things said about me to me, and I still make excuses like, well, maybe they were just having a bad day, or, you know what, I don't know, maybe I did do something to make them feel that way about me, or whatever the case may be. Or like you say, I'll be that where I give that person grace, where it's like, even though that's something that I could be upset about, I'm still trying to be understanding to go, okay, well, looking at it from your point of view, I could see why you would take it that way. And it's just the worst thing when you don't get that same thing back.
What I am saying, though, with all of that being said, is that once you've crossed the line with me where I've met my threshold, where I have grace and understanding, and it can be for months, years, whatever it can be. Once I feel like you have abused that, then you get no grace.
I immediately
and even
disappear.
If like someone can later prove that, like, oh, maybe in this one instance, I'm like, I don't give a damn. They had all the grace and they've had all of the compassion and understanding, and they took advantage of it, and now there is none. I have no more fucks to give.
None. My jar is empty.
Yep, and I am literally the type of person, and I do honestly pray about it, because I know my grudge game is strong.
Hefty.
It lifts weights constantly, and I just, once I'm done, there's no coming. There's like, it's just might as well hang it up and don't talk to
my
me.
grudge game is like, I don't hold grudges, but I am, as people would say, it's the Leo in me, because like when you do me dirty, like I'll just go like, I forgive, but once I'm done, I actually, it's like, I don't know, for me it goes to the mindset of like, oh, okay, like I'm done, I wiped my hands, I'm not mad at you, I don't even think about, like, it kind of, to me it goes to like, oh, well, that time of my life was erased, it didn't happen.
That's exactly
like, you don't
like, I'm done, like,
yeah,
I'm literally done. I have nothing left for you.
Yeah,
I have no compartment or space in my heart for you.
Yeah, period. And if you like reach out to me, I'll go, oh, okay, and then I won't even respond.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I won't respond.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest, I won't.
I'm not gonna be angry about it. I'm not gonna be like, I can't believe this person, because that's just like, I am a heavily emotional person when I'm in it. So like, speaking of like a relationship, I put my all into it when I'm in that relationship, you know. So I look at it like, once it's over, there's no point in talking. There is no point of what happened, why we break up, this and that. I put all my, you the one wanted to wait till we was done to start putting in effort. That's just stupid. It's stupid. I put all my effort in while we were in it, so by the time we done, I'm like, okay.
You have
I'm so quick to write people off. I be like, you know what? I'm not doing this. Once I see the red flags, or once I done asked you one too many times about something, I'm taking it as you don't care. And like, I'm very strong about my boundaries. Like, if I say don't do something because I don't like it, it makes me uncomfortable, I should not have to further explain why I feel a type of way, and you still go ahead and do it, and you know full well I felt some type of way.
So here's my thing with that.
Like, no, like, you don't even respect me.
And here's my thing with that. Now, we've talked about this before, is that I don't expect anybody to make a change overnight.
Right.
Because as we know, habits are hard to break. So let's say that you have a habit that you're used to doing, but I tell you that this specific thing makes me feel this way. And then let's say you do it again. I'm not going to immediately write you off. I'm going to bring it up again. I'm going to be like, hey, when we talked about this. And that's where my benefit of the doubt comes in. Because then I started looking at it like, okay, well, how much time was in between? You know, was it months that went by and then they had a slip up and they did it? Or was it like the next week? Like, a lot of things start going into factor to make my decision when it comes to that. Because again, like I say, I don't expect, like, if some people could just be like, I'm not changing, which is cool. That's up to you. That's your right.
And that's who I've run into.
Yeah.
I ain't changing myself for nobody.
So, in respect to that, I do believe that we are all adults. And for me, there are things that are like non-negotiables if you won't change. But I am not the type of person who really puts that type of limitation on people. Unless it's something that I find extremely disrespectful.
Yeah.
So in a relationship, if you can't keep your eyes off of another woman when you're in my presence, that bugs me. So we're going to have a conversation about that shit, right? If I feel like you're being disrespectful in your types of relationships that you're having with other women, that's the issue for me. I'm not going to be out searching for it, I'll tell you that, because whoever I date, if I get to the point that I feel like I have to be detective, we aren't in a relationship anymore, I'm done. Okay?
I had an ex like that.
I don't have time. I don't have
Yeah.
any time for that. So I'm gonna trust you until you show me that you can't be trusted, and then we'll be done. And then really anything else, to me, I feel like it can be compromised on, because my way isn't always necessarily right, their way isn't always necessarily right, and we should get to an understanding. I'm not going to be around here telling grown people you can't do this, I don't want you to do that.
And here's this is where like, you know, we differ, because like I don't have a problem with like if we out and you looking at some chick, because chances are I probably looked at her too.
It's not like that. I'm saying like when you get to the point of disrespect where it's like I'm not even present.
I used to
comment,
like make an out loud comment.
Comment like what, like
damn, look at her ass.
That's funny because I be doing it too. I mean, like honestly, I probably pointed out before him.
But they kept expounding.
Okay, now that's where it gets disrespectful.
I'm like, all right, now, motherfucker.
But then it's
start talking about somebody in some gray sweat.
But that's the thing though, because then don't be cool with me going, dang, did you see her butt? And then I'll be like, ooh, he handsome, and now you mad.
Right. But they do that.
They do.
But, so my issue is what you said.
When it gets disrespectful, when it crosses that line.
I'm like, damn, go kiss the bitch in the mouth then.
It's when they're gawking, when they can't control themselves, and then at that point I'm like, well, what the fuck are we even doing?
And I, by any means, I am not insecure at all. But it's like when you get to doing that, like the whole just elaborating on it, and I'm like, one is cool, you know, it ain't even really that cool with me, because if I do it, it'll be a problem.
Here's my thing though, because if you constantly talking about big butts, we got a problem, because I know I ain't got one.
I don't need
so why we together? No, like really, because now you finna leave me for every big booty hoe in my mind. If you always talking about big butts.
Right.
If we talking about celebrity crushes, and every celebrity crush you name, you saying, oh, well, you know, Cardi B, Nicki, Meg. I'm gonna be like, wait a minute, wait. I'm sure they all have bubbling personalities. But the big common denominator is that butt. And I ain't got one of them, so what's the problem? Like, you want to fight?
You want to fight? No, I ain't fighting nobody.
No, I ain't fighting. I'm too old for that.
I might vehicular homicide you.
Okay. I threatened that the other day.
That shit don't. I just be like, go be with the bitch then. Because at the end of the day, regardless, at the end of the day, but that shit don't move me, because guess what? You looking at this one big booty hoe, but that don't.
I moved you.
But that don't, like you get this one big booty bitch that you keep staring at and everything, but meanwhile it's like
Sorry, I'm staring at a big booty bitch.
First of all, you can't even see it because I'm sitting.
Girl, I see it. She got the hips, all of it. It's
Can you do a little beep? Guess what?
My name is Bennett and I ain't in it.
You on to that? I could be on to something else. And guarantee you, I will make you cry. I will make your motherfucking stomach.
You're gonna be sliding down the wall.
Your stomach will be so deep in your asshole, you ain't gonna be able to breathe.
That nasty.
Like, you just gonna be like, damn, this bitch. Ah! That's really all you.
I can't believe you gonna do this to me. You gonna do this to me? After I told you what happened with my mama,
bitch, and you done got with a whole new man.
After I told you about what happened with my mama, you gonna do this to me?
I don't give a fuck.
I see how it
Don't
is.
make me turn into one of those I miss my granny ass bitches, because I can't do that.
All right.
Right, y'all, we derailed a little bit. Like, oh my god. Okay, so did we recap?
Nope, we did not. We did not recap. And so last week's episode, which was a woman's intuition.
Oh, that's right. A woman's intuition. What is happening over
She is having a moment on this mic.
Because I sat up and I was like, why do I look like I'm about to hop to him?
Listen, do not just stop this mic. We ain't got time for that. Don't talk about.
So last week's episode, a woman's intuition.
Yeah, that was about Miss Maria Contreras.
Oh, that was so sad.
Sweet lady, man. I'm telling you.
You reading that letter was.
Well, yeah, her outcry for help when she had a very strong feeling.
Oh, and then her son running out.
And the example of him following her to Mexico.
Bro, I'm not following nobody around the corner.
Right, but you following them all the way to another country to harass them. And so this is the tripped out part. You tell her that you don't want a divorce because you don't want to share your assets. But sir, you're in Indiana.
50-50.
50-50.
That's why you ain't want a divorce.
The point is you knew that when you married her.
Well, that was 22 years ago.
What did I always tell y'all? Somebody needs to be taking notes. Men, pay attention. Prenup. You don't want to share nothing? Get a prenup.
Prenuptial agreement.
If they love you, they'll marry you. They will.
I'm just saying, I will never trip about signing a prenup.
I want one
because you ain't getting shit, and I don't want shit of yours. Give me my motherfucking name back so I can go on with my fucking life.
I ain't sad at nothing. I'm just playing.
I am telling you that for me, in order for me to be married, I want a prenup because I tell you what, like, I understand that you're joined as one and you're blah, blah, blah. But no one
Not the blah, blah, blah.
The blah, blah, blah.
No, listen. No one's up with me at 6 a.m. crawling their ass on the damn good and going through ceiling grid and rolling around in fiberglass.
I'll be there with you in
Ain't
spirit.
nobody pointing and telling people what to do all fucking night.
Yeah, so I don't want to hear it.
Literally.
No, you're not getting any of my stuff. You didn't work for it. I don't want
Hopefully
to
by the
hear
next
it.
time I'm married, I don't even have to deal with that shit.
Yeah,
You know?
so prenup we're having. That's just it. Accept it.
Accept it. And on to this week's episode.
Yes, and this week's episode, we are going to be talking about our victim, Randy Stone, and our conspirators, Teresa Stone and David Love. All right, so here is a little bit of background.
Ain't nobody come to see you, Otis.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So Teresa and Randy grew up together in Kansas City, Missouri. They both were of Christian families. They had a pretty strong Christian upbringing.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord, saints.
Should have been hallelujah.
And so for Randy, after he graduated from high school, he went on to join the U.S. Marine Corps. And he basically did a full, complete tour. So he did his 4 years and then came back home in 1990. And that's when he started dating Teresa. So they knew of each other, but then when he got back, they actually really started dating. Okay. And when they started dating, they were kind of pretty quick about this whole process. They started dating in March, and by October,
they were married. Yay!
So they like kind of knew. They knew, you know, when you know, you know.
Kind of. Sort of. Maybe.
Sometimes.
I mean, people do
sometimes.
That.
Yeah.
They really do. And a couple of years later, they had a son. They were devout. Again, like I said, they were raised Christian, but they continued their life, you know, devoted to God, and they were members of New Hope Baptist.
Amen.
Okay. Amen. I went to a New Hope. It was in Hammond.
Okay. So they had their son, and then 2 years after that, they had their daughter. And Randy, after being in the Marine Corps, he actually started working in an insurance company. And he really was doing very well for himself. His business went from him just being an insurance agent to him owning his own insurance company and having other people working for him, and including to the point where he worked and Teresa did not have to work. She was
Yes.
so he was handling the business. And because his business was so good, and you know, they had a small town, so you have to figure there's probably not a lot of competition. They were just well known in the community for being active in church. Basically everybody in town getting insured by them. Their family was like a well-known kind of like power couple.
Okay.
And then as far as Teresa, even though she was a stay-at-home mom, she was very active in her church, and she sang in the choir. She volunteered for different programs and missions and things like that.
I wonder if she was alto or soprano.
I feel like she's given I'm an alto energy.
Period.
And then because Randy was really good with finance and things like that, he actually was involved in his church as the finance, they called it the minister of records, and he oversaw the money that was coming in and out of the church. So handling the accounts and keeping track of the money that came in and out.
Them tithes and offering. When the last time you paid your tithes?
So it gets to the point
in a minute
that they are very active in this church, and then along comes David Love. David Love became a pastor at New Hope Church, and he was younger, and he had new ideas that he wanted to use to kind of bring life to the church.
So he's a youth pastor.
He just, how fresh blood.
Pause. It's a spider.
Where? On the floor?
I think you just killed it.
Oh no, where is it? Where is it?
Wait, where's my spider spray?
My shoes out. I would step on it if I had shoes on.
No shoe. Where is it?
It's under the couch.
Oh hell!
I got my spider spray.
Dogs, get it!
I'm like, girl, fuck that spider.
Oh my god!
Okay, get up.
But
I'm trying to get past him to get the spider spray.
Oh my god!
Is it?
It's under, and that, you can set it as an outdoor spider too.
Oh no!
It was all black and chunky.
Oh my god! I gotta get it.
I'm keeping all of this in. I'm keeping this whole piece in.
Get it!
I know it's under like.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Watch out, puppies! Don't get bombed! Oh my god! All right. Oh no.
Because I killed a spider that looked just like that by the door earlier.
Okay.
Okay. We're good.
Hold on. I need to get this to where I can
Sorry.
see.
I'm a little traumatized.
We need that on bloopers now.
Oh my god.
Holy shit, it's a spider.
I need Lou jumping on the couch. Just
Fucking dead.
I'll just be sitting like this for the rest of the day.
Yeah, I can't put my feet back down.
Get
It's right there.
it! Go! Where'd it go?
Oh my god! It was juicy.
Gross! Oh my god.
Can you get us a paper towel?
Hey.
It was a juicy spider.
Oh my god.
Whew. It's a close one.
Oh my god. Okay. No more excitement.
If I had to come try to save somebody, I couldn't cut your damn toe off.
I heard you back there. We all being stabbed to death. She can't even get out the room.
I'm with that door, like, I gotta. It's like when you open it, it just stops.
I ain't moved that quick in a minute.
Oh shit. Woo.
All right, David Love was a pastor.
Oh my goodness, David.
Oh goddamn.
All right.
You should push that mic back, please.
Oh shit.
Thank you so much.
Shit.
I'm just gonna sit like this for the rest of the episode.
Girl, that spider done came and went.
I know. But
Thank the Lord. He might have friends.
You might have friends.
Come back with a vengeance.
Come back with a gang. You killed my pappy.
So sad, so sad.
Cousin.
All right, so David Love, he came in. He had all these new ideas about what he wanted to do to kind of enhance church. He was younger, so he was a great leader for bringing in just new ideas. He was open for counseling, so people would come to him with their issues.
So like individual counseling and marriage counseling?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was he certified or he just gave like pastoral?
I'm
Counseling.
assuming it was pastoral counseling. And it said that Teresa did attend his counseling.
Okay.
About 3 times a week, 2 to 3 times a week. Right?
That's a lot of counseling.
Lots of counseling was going on.
That's a lot of counseling.
Counseling.
3 times a week.
Counseling was happening.
She said.
Counseling was
Counseling.
happening. They were counseling each other, you know.
Getting to know each other.
And so this is going on pretty much the whole time of Teresa and
Randy's
marriage. And so you figure at the point that David came in, they were married for, at this point, like, because they got married in the 90s. David came in, they had been married for about 5 years.
Okay.
So then they're counseling, or she's having counseling with him a few times a week. And then we get to the point where they have been married for like 14 years. And she announces that she's pregnant. And the thing is, though, by this time, Randy had had a vasectomy.
Oh,
she didn't know.
So
she didn't know.
I'm looking through here, and I don't see anything that says that she was aware of the procedure. It said that he remained loyal to his wife, assuming that it was his child, because he knows that sometimes those procedures can fail. But I feel like that would have been an easy check. Right? Is there a way for them to check to see if the vasectomy has worked?
I thought that they did some type of like a midway checkpoint, because one of my friends, I know, he got it, and then he posted like an update thing. I guess they do go back and check you to see if you still have live sperm cells, and it was like, congratulations, the test successfully worked. It was like a 0.000 chance, 9%, you know.
Now I know that there's a window from when you have the procedure to after that you can still impregnate someone, because I do know some, like my old manager, he had a vasectomy, but I think he was like maybe 3 weeks after, and he and his wife got drunk and did the do and had a baby. Had his own.
That baby said, "I'm coming."
Here.
He said, whether you like it or not,
yeah.
You thought.
Right. So it is possible. I just wonder, like, I know that they say, I think it's 6 weeks is the window where they shouldn't have sex after a vasectomy, because you can still.
You gotta put ice on your balls.
And you can still impregnate whoever. But I wonder after that time, how do you, whatever you're talking about, is what they must do. So Randy was a believing. And
he was thinking, this is a miracle from God.
It's a miracle, baby.
My wife is the Virgin Mary.
Well, a little bit after this, she miscarried. Okay. So she lost the baby, and
even if it was through an affair, that's still sad.
It is sad. And so after this, instead of turning to her loving and supporting husband, who do you think she went?
She went back to counseling.
She went back to counseling sessions, and they became even more routine.
4-5 times a week.
Lots of counseling. And at this point, Randy seemed like he just wasn't accepting that his wife was not about him. Like, he just didn't want to let go of his relationship. Okay. And so he just kept pulling for his relationship to be renewed, and he was very desperate for that to happen. But Teresa just continued to pull away from him. And so then he started going to his pastor for help, like asking for advice of like, what can I do? And because in the past he had talked to Pastor Love about his different issues that he was having. Basically, they began to get to the point of they would be talking daily, because he was just looking for help, right?
So he started going to them sessions regularly.
I don't even think it was necessarily counseling. I think because he worked at the church, he would talk to him about and their problems.
Talk.
Can we?
I hope that was good. I don't know. So now we've gotten to the point, where were we at? We were at 2004 when all this stuff was happening. At that point, they've been married 14 years. Now let's get into the early 2010. Randy and the pastor's relationship suddenly, where they seemed to be very friendly and having conversations where they talked about their personal things, all of a sudden this relationship went beep, screeching halt, okay? And Randy discovered an issue dealing with the church's finance. So
Pastor had been stealing.
now, why would we think that he wouldn't steal if he ain't? He already did live the person he's supposed to be counseling. If he'll diddle, he'll steal.
That's a new quote. If he diddle, he'll steal.
He will.
I'm fucking weak, bro. I can't.
So, Randy
Text that to me. If he diddle, he'll
If
steal.
he diddle, he'll steal.
So, he was going over the church books, and he was having a meeting. You know how they always have a finance committee where they go over the books every once in a while. And so he was like, our finances have been good, and he knows track like what roughly should be in the accounts, and he understands, things get moved and people have to turn in receipts, and every time the receipts ain't always exactly on time.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it goes. You make a purchase, something. But he's like, this isn't balancing.
He said, the math ain't mathing.
Yeah, he's like, we're missing funds. And he was like, there's checks that are missing. Balances are not, the balancing procedures that are supposed to be happening are not being followed. And he's like, a lot of these monies that are missing, the signatures for what he could find were the pastor's signature.
Mr. David Love.
And so he sent an email. And he's like, he just said he didn't agree with what the pastor was doing with the church's finances, and that he did not like that the pastor would not admit his wrongdoings.
He sent this email to who? The pastor?
Mm-hmm. He sent an email to the pastor, and this is the point when the relationship just screeching and halted.
I bet it did.
And so what Randy said was, the allegations of what was happening, Love never admitted to his wrongdoing, and Randy did not take his allegations to the church deacons or authorities. He just quit. He was just like, you know what, I'm resigning from this position of being a finance minister. And he also stopped being a Sunday school teacher, and he said he was taking his family out of the church. Okay.
Had it miss Teresa.
So this happened, this email was sent on the 17th of March 2010. Then, on March, trigger warning, on March 31st, 2010, Randy Stone was found in his insurance business office that he owned by his wife. Teresa called 911 and said that she found blood around her husband's head. Someone called David Love, and he arrived on the scene. I think we can all assume who the someone is, because how did he just get there? During the police investigation, they found evidence of a struggle. They found that there was cash that was in the desk that was not gone. So there was about
It's not a robbery.
There was about $100 discovered in the drawer of the desk that was unlocked. They basically ruled it as a homicide, not a robbery, and they said that the gunshot was delivered at a point-blank range, and that the casing from the bullet was a .40 caliber bullet. They did find in the trash can a weird note that was torn up, and it said that either it was a love letter or a birthday letter. It was incomplete, and it said, "Birthday love, I am not in control of things yet, but when we are fully together, your birthday will always be exciting." So that's what the letter said, but it was like an incompleted letter. And the handwriting on it was not Randy's handwriting.
Right.
So that happened, and the police do their interrogation. So, of course, they are asking questions. On the day of the murder, the police officials put Teresa in a squad car, and they put Pastor Love in the squad car together. And even though they were being told by the police not to interfere, Pastor Love got out of the car trying to talk to the cops. Teresa did give a pretty tight alibi for where she was during the time for what they discovered his death was. She provided records of where she went and the people that saw her. And the police suspected, because of the caliber of the weapon,
That it was a man.
no, by the caliber of the weapon, that the weapon was one that Randy owned, because he owned, hold on. Okay. Teresa couldn't say definitely all the different guns that Randy had, which I think was, but she knows that one of his guns was missing. And this was within hours of the investigation. They had went to the home, found out the weapons that they had, and they knew that it was one of his weapons from the caliber and what he had as far as weapons. They suspected, but they pretty much did. When they went, they retrieved the note that was tore up. They're asking Teresa about it. And she's like, oh no, I don't know about that. Later on, she admits, and this is when they left the room, but they left with the camera still rolling, that she had forgotten about that letter. So when they're asking her about this letter that's torn up that was in the garbage at Randy's office, about the happy birthday and we'll be able to be together soon and all that shit when everyone is ready, she tells them she doesn't know about it. When they leave the room, she's like talking to herself and she's like, I forgot about that letter.
Oh.
And let's see what else. The police never did actually end up charging her with anything because they did lack any evidence and she had an airtight alibi. Like she actually had proof.
Because she never mind. Go ahead.
Oh.
She actually had proof of where she was.
Gel in my head.
Okay, this is the other part. So, after Randy's death,
Murder.
Murder.
within a couple of weeks, Teresa is attempting to cash in.
Here we go with this life insurance.
On almost $800,000 of life insurance, or what she thought was almost $800 of life insurance. And let me get to the other article because you have to hear how this not so nice woman went about this. So
2 weeks.
She's an evil lady.
2 weeks.
Let me get to the right part in 1 second.
Big Sandals, that you?
Big Sandals about to come in with a vengeance, baby.
So Davis was the director or like manager of the Farmers Insurance Company. Like, okay, so even though Randy owned his insurance company, you know they're overwritten.
They're like a branch.
Yeah.
And so Robert Davis was like the directing manager for multiple locations, right? And so any insurance policies you have to have somebody come out and go over them. Well, he was friends with Randy, and he's of course friends with Teresa, and he's coming to the house to check on her because her husband just was murdered
2 weeks ago.
Right. And so they're talking, and he said that when he arrived at the home, and Teresa told him that about her husband's death and what her experience was and stuff, trying to sound like this distraught woman. He said he met her and she was with her parents in the house and she was distraught. She suggested that we go outside on the front porch, and she immediately regained her composure and started asking about the life insurance. When he examined the 3 policies that had been placed On the basement office desk, the policies had been carried equal to about $725,000 was the belief. But later on, Davis informed her the amount was actually closer to $575,000, and he learned that in 2005 he had switched his benefit. So Randy, this is 5 years before anything happened, he had actually switched his beneficiaries from his wife to his children.
Mm-hmm.
So even though, now Teresa was in complete shock and disbelief. She's like, what? Oh my God, not my husband. But the thing is that even though Randy was really trying to pull for his marriage,
he knew something was going on.
He knew something was happening, and it probably stemmed from the dang on pregnancy and miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of the doubt must have came in. But he's probably thinking like, I took these vows. This is my wife. We're supposed to, like, I'm gonna work and I'm gonna do the most I can to regain her, but I also don't trust her.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But then also at a certain point, you do switch your beneficiary from your spouse to your kids, because the expectation is that your kids are going to live longer than your spouse will. And so you don't want, like, let's say you and your spouse go at the same time.
You want your kids to be taken care of. Mm-hmm. So, anyways, that happened, and then we get to the point where Randy's niece, which is Shelley Bell, told her uncle, we have 45-year-old. Okay, that her uncle would have been 45 years old, and that he feels like the decisions of this cold-hearted woman took him away, and that she deserved to have like the maximum sentence that was possible, and that was just her talking about it, because the family really did believe that she had something to do with it, and this is before she was even charged. Like, and then hearing the conversation that happened with that
Davis,
director, and knowing that she said
the
that
note thing,
and so they're like, you know,
like, you might not have been the one to pull the trigger because of your alibi, but you had something to do with it.
So there's that, and then let me get back to the other one here. So after all this happened, you know, Randy's dead. They've interrogated her, and then it gets to this point. They're continuing their investigation, but they actually re-interview Teresa. And the police start asking her questions about Pastor Love and about, you know, what's been going on with y'all. Because we have lots of people saying that you guys have been very close, very tight for roughly 10 years, and it seems a little strange. And then they're like, they confront her with the email that Randy sent, and they're like, you know, why was it 2 weeks ago your husband is saying you guys are not coming back to this church, and then now he's dead, and then
you call the pastor.
You call the pastor here
of the church y'all left
to where your husband's been murdered, and he gets here before the police do. And so they start pushing her, and she broke down in the interrogation, and she admitted that she had been having an affair with Pastor Love for 10 years, that the baby that she was pregnant with and had the miscarriage with was Pastor Love's, and she said that Pastor Love murdered her husband. With that confession, that allowed for them to get a warrant for Love's computer, for his home. They found pictures, emails, texts. And I mean, when I say goobs, it's a lot. And the text messages are public record, so we'll put that on. I mean, bleh. Okay.
Y'all gotta stop doing shit that's trackable.
I mean, but they did everything that was trackable if you think about it.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, especially with a text message.
I'm just saying, why was the pastor so freaking dumb to sign these things that cause for any type of investigation into missing money? Like, if you gonna cheat, what you gonna do? You ain't gonna beat my ass because I'm cheating.
You ain't gonna beat my ass.
I'm saying, but you can go to jail for stealing money.
Yes, absolutely.
So anyway,
You ain't gonna beat my ass though.
right.
Tough break.
So yeah, there's all these emails that are like love notes. They have all this stuff, and it's freaking disgusting. Anyways, they come to him with the information of her turning on him, and he basically kind of breaks down too. And because at this point he knows they have everything. They searched his computers, and he makes a plea deal for 2nd-degree murder because he knows if he didn't, then he would get 1st-degree. And he was sentenced to life or a life sentence with an eligibility for parole in 2036.
Goddamn.
Mm-hmm. So after that, Teresa is charged with conspiracy to commit murder because even though she didn't pull the trigger, she put him up to it, and she let him go get the gun from her home to kill her husband with his own weapon. And she, of course, also took a plea deal to help reduce her charges.
Y'all know she had that man do the eulogy at his wedding. At his funeral.
Oh yes. Yeah. I forgot to put that in there, but yeah, I knew that. I said that's cold. First of all, you sitting there with your funky ass and your dang
Funky ass is crazy.
and your dang old hat, weeping, grieving, all this BS, and then the man that you done sent to kill him did his eulogy.
That's diabolical.
He had plans to kill his wife too?
Yes, I was gonna get to that.
I'm sorry. I was looking for the text messages and I'm seeing all this other stuff and I'm like,
Hold on, we're gonna get to that because there is more that actually goes to show how sick and twisted these two were. Okay.
Okay.
It was. Let's get to it here. So the motive being one. Randy was leaving New Hope, and Teresa was not really, she didn't want to be that far away from him, and she was just kind of obsessed with him. Teresa greeted, let's see, hold on. The affair was going on, and the baby Teresa miscarried the baby. There was this point where they started more openly talking about, and this is in their text messages, not in front of other people, but in their text messages, they started more openly talking about what they wanted their life to be like. So they weren't talking about divorcing their spouses, they were talking about killing their spouses to get rid of them.
Oh, okay.
Because Teresa wanted this luxurious, glorious, luxurious life is what the quote was, is what she said. She wanted a glorious, luxurious life, and she knew that her husband had about $800,000 of life insurance. And David Love wanted to be done with his wife as well. So they had this plan of how they were going to murder them. And also, they had even planned down to what their wedding was going to be like. So it was at the beginning of 2010 that their conversations really started to push for this, where she was planning out what she wanted her wedding to be like the flowers that she wanted. And then in February, he actually bought her a ring. He bought the married pastor,
bought this married woman an engagement ring.
And they're talking about this luxurious life they're going to have. Now, nothing in the messages really went to or addressed their children.
Tickle.
Right. They never really addressed even the children, which was kind of gross. I mean, there's a lot of messages to get through, and I read a lot of it, but nowhere did I see them discussing
You're going to have to send that to me.
Kids. And it's just, to me, it's nuts. Because how do you just, in your mind, make up this life?
Down there.
Yeah, how do you make up this life in your head? This whole other life. Fuck my wife.
How you planning a whole wedding with both of y'all still married?
And you already got a ring. and you already know what this wedding gonna be like.
Trying to get married
Out here
while you're
wedding dress
already
shopping.
married is actually illegal, and you will go to jail.
Well, that's why they was gonna kill him, Keisha. Then they wouldn't be married no more. They'd be
Duh.
But still, like, there are people that still try to do that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
That they will still try to do that.
So, and these emails, I mean, it just went.
Why y'all
Okay,
doing all
okay,
this shit
here-
on paper? Is the
Here we go. I'm
craziest
gonna
thing.
give you some words. Here's some
Please.
words from their emails. I long for the touch of your hand
Yeah.
as you walk by, the twinkle in your pretty blue eyes as you smile at me. You are my doll. Your encouragement is all that keeps me going. Thank you for being wonderful, beautiful, sexy, and smart. I live to please you. I am so totally in love with you. And that's just an excerpt. And when I tell y'all it goes on forever and it just makes me want to vomit, it's unbelievable. It's fucking unbelievable.
Let me see.
It's just
I need you to send it to me.
I will send you the
What
whole
else?
thing. It's like, it's unbelievable.
I cannot wait to watch you walk to me, knowing that we are officially about to be married publicly. David wrote in January 2009. I love your ideas. I love your plans. I think you can collect wedding info and file it as if you're planning for your daughter.
What?
Maybe a rose garden or something like that. My dress, I am not sure. When I find the perfect dress, you will be the first to see it.
I'm telling you.
Crazy.
It's insane.
And God still bless
And
you.
That part. Because I read that part.
Big sandals.
He ain't.
Big Sandals, that you?
No, it wouldn't. I really don't believe that Jesus had a thing besides taking Randy on home because these fools want to get him out of here.
The upper room, baby.
I mean, it makes me
Diabolical.
sick. It is diabolical. It's just like, I always say this. I feel like on every episode, I just feel like, what?
What?
So yeah, now with Teresa's sentencing, they both admitted to it. They pled guilty. I feel like they did get less than they would have gotten if they had just tried to go to trial.
Of course.
And she ended up getting, her maximum opportunity of jail time was 10 years, but she got 8 years for conspiracy to commit murder. And then he got 27 years or something like that for a possibility of parole. My hope
They both right.
is that in 2036, when he's eligible, I hope that the families are sitting there in their Sunday best.
Go ahead and make it a little longer.
Yeah, I need it to be, he doesn't need to get out. What does he need to get out for?
No.
To be a threat to society.
Yeah.
Did you say the part about David? Like, King David? And his whole comparison?
Oh God, I'm sure it's something ridiculous.
It was like God had a thing for that.
They always blaming stuff on
and
God, bro.
was like basically like how King David saw Bathsheba and sent her husband Uriah to war to be killed. Like he was like, it's the warrior in me. Girl.
Why do people always okay, when I say this is about to sound real messed up. Why don't people use God for their bull crap?
To justify their mess.
Like,
Absolutely. If I smear God over it, then it don't stink. Guess what? Smearing God over it still stinks.
It's the
don't
warrior
smell like
in
seven
me.
daisies and cinnamon. God probably up there like, now where am I in it?
It's like
God made me do this.
Big Sandals,
thing
say
is-
you.
the thing is that people play with God. The truth of the
They play
matter
too
is,
daggone much.
Oh yeah.
and
That's one person
you know,
I never play with.
Never.
It is just, it's sick. It's sick that this happened. The audacity of all of it really shows the lack of compassion. Even for the fact that if you wanted to be done with your husband, you didn't want to be married to him no more. You wanted to kill him, but you go get his weapon. You have your boyfriend, your fiance, kill him with his own gun. Then you have said fiance do his eulogy. Then on top of all of that, then you come with, I have an airtight alibi. I didn't have anything to do with it. Like, you're sick. That's all I got.
You deserve everything coming to
That's
you.
messed up.
Not even just jail time.
But you know what's like even more messed up is that all I could think about right now is tickling Keisha. My intrusive thoughts are like taking over. I'm just like
Get it. But yeah, we'll share the documents of the messages because I mean it shows everything from where the stores they talked about everything in these messages, and if I sat here and read all this to you, we'd be here until tomorrow because this goes on and on forever. They were looking at JCPenney, they were looking at
Lord.
David's, they were looking at all these different jewelry stores and bridal wedding dress stores, and they had a whole wedding plan and a whole plan to get rid of their spouses. And thankfully, like,
No matter how you slice it, they was going to jail.
right, but thankfully, honestly, they botched this so bad because you know his wife would have been out. If they had got away
Oh,
with
yeah.
this, the wife would have been gone.
She was next.
She was next. She was going to be dead.
They was gonna wait a couple of days.
And they're like, oh my God, it's really a lot.
They're like, we're both widow.
That's how we met our love.
No, for real. They would have been like, we were consoling one another.
Mm-hmm.
And look at this crime wave that's going through our town.
It's a monster out there.
Also, too, there are episodes of this on Oxygen that you can watch.
Snapped.
And then there are like a docu-series on ABC. It's like a murder documentary series that you can watch. And there are episodes on this. And there's a lot of newspaper articles, but truthfully where the most information that I got was ABC and the Murderpedia for it, that you can see everything. I mean everything, and it just goes on. Just keep on going because they just kept writing. They were sick. That's all I got for you guys. And
That was a lot.
Yeah, it was a lot. And that I feel like this is one of our most jilted lovers because their affair went on for so long. Like 10 years.
I just wish when he had them doubts that wasn't his baby, I just wish he would have walked away then.
Yeah. But I do understand why he stayed.
I do.
I think that he thought his wife, even though she was a cheater, he didn't feel like she would hurt him.
But anybody willing to cheat on you is already hurting you.
True.
See,
and so I feel like if you're willing to do that, because all of everything that comes with the cheating, the lying, the secrecy, and all that, like you're willing to do anything at that point. To me, especially because especially if you're going through the depths to cover it up like that, people will go to the ends of the earth to bury some of their deepest secrets. And so at that point, like I can't trust you whatsoever. I can't trust you with my life. Like I don't know what you'll do.
Yeah.
I seriously, like, I could not be that person to take somebody back after cheating, because even though I am a person that has learned forgiveness, I will probably never let you live that shit down. Like, I know that right there is like the ultimate form of like, you might as well just spit in my face if you cheating on me.
Because you don't care.
Because you don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well just spit in my face. And that's the ultimate form of disrespect to me. So, I just feel like I would never let you lay that down. And that's the thing, that this is not talked about enough, and it came up on Twitter. It was funny because they was like, men do, it's often seen as men don't take women back after cheating, but a lot of them do. Like, it's a gang of people out there that take them back. Men that will take a woman back after cheating. Yes, yes. I'm telling you, I'm gonna throw some stats out there. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna throw some out there. But
I know there's things
you don't. It's because it's so embarrassing for them. They don't put it on Front Street how women put it on. Quiet. They keep it quiet. And then it's just like us. We be like, oh hell no, this motherfucker cheated on me. I'm about to motherfucking flip this shit upside down. I won't let you live it down. You actually would leave me officially because I wouldn't let you live that shit down. Okay. Ain't shit sweet after, oh baby, it's okay.
No.
You made a mistake. It's alright.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's not a mistake.
No.
You did not trip on your...
No. And no, through this, when they say,
what I gotta work through.
what was for better or for worse? For better or for worse do not mean cheating. I will dog walk your ass up and down the motherfucking house. You just gonna have to leave me. Just leave me. Don't even cheat. Just leave. If you feel like you want to cheat,
Bye.
the door. I will pack your shit for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna wrap up this week's episode.
Yes.
As always, like, subscribe, share, follow us on all social media platforms, all listening platforms. You can email us at murkthinthemidwest@gmail.com if you have any questions, concerns, any cases that you'd like us to cover for our next few episodes of this season.
Positive feedback. Not talking about
Constructive.
personalities. Constructive. You know, don't be mean talking about personalities and shit. You don't really know much of us about unless you know us in real
You
life.
only know what I let you see.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And honestly, like, you're starting to get understanding of our personalities, I feel like, because we're very open. But just because you see us in a 45-minute clip or an
Don't
hour
mean you
clip,
know every fucking thing.
it don't mean that you have an idea of who we are at all.
So, bye.
Adios.